Hey there, this is our September market report. Hopefully we're getting this out to you. It's Labor Day, just after Labor Day, making it a short week, so there's a lot to do around here. I'm doing this on Tuesday morning. Hopefully we'll be able to get it out to you by Wednesday morning. But there's a lot to cover because we are seeing some real changes in the market. And that is good news for home buyers. If you're interested in Athens Real Estate or you want to follow these updates or be updated when there is news or good properties for sale, click subscribe. Otherwise, we're going to get started, and I'm going to take a sip of water just to clear my throat here. Basically, what we want to talk about, this is very specific to the Athens area, not really our national report. One, has the real estate market shifted? Is that what's actually going on, and what do we expect to see? So let's take a look at some of the numbers like we always do. If you've followed these before, we track the numbers 3 years back: total listings, days on market, average sold price, and total homes. So this is basically right up through August 31st, last 3 years. You can see these numbers. Here's the big thing I want to remember on 2021 and 2020. These are record-setting years that are not the norm. They are not the norm. So let's see what happened this year. You can see in 2022, year to date, we are down about 20% in total homes sold. We are still down on days on market, and our average sold price for the year is up about 15%. Now, I will note, clear my throat again, that it's going to be, when we go to the next month, you're going to see a much higher number here, and I'll explain why there's an outlier. And then the amount of total homes sold. This is the big deal. This is where things are changing. So our listings are down, and our total homes sold are down. We've got a 25% down in market activity, and that's down over 2020. It's a little closer to 2019, however. Now, let's go take a look at what's happened just in the month of August. As you can see, this is where the big differences are. So for those of you who don't work in real estate or haven't done it as long as some of us, I've done this since 2004, other than the few years when it was really almost nothing going on. But August is usually a very slow month. We got used to, in 2 years, seeing August not be as slow. August should be slow. Guess what happened this August? We went back to normal a little bit. So as you can see now, August only had 162 new listings. It's actually pretty good if you go back historically for August. Days on market stayed about the same. We saw a huge jump in the average sold price in Clark and Oconee County. And I got 3 asterisks right there because we did have one home sale that was actually done in this office of a very expensive property that was done in Oconee County. And because there was a less home sold, that one sale really elevated the number. I don't feel that 465 is going to hold up because of that one sale that was over $2 million. And then, as you can see here, look at the amount of homes sold. We're down almost 45% over last year and still significantly down from 2020. And that's where things are normalizing and shifting. So there is this trend in people's mind that, like, the market's making another turn. The market's returning to normal. And that's really what we're feeling and seeing. So under 400,000, under 500,000, we're still seeing a lot of activity. It's those numbers where we're starting to get over 550, 600, where we're seeing a little bit longer market set. And I'm going to go over the actual amount of active listings on the market here in a second. And that's another telltale sign of what's going on in our market and how the paradigm and the dynamics of everything are making a slight adjustment, but more to normal than they are to some other thing. Now, this is the new listings and sold year to date, last 3 years. As you can see, as we just kind of went over, we're looking at 2022. Those new listings are down about 20%. That's new listings, not listings on the market. 25% less in total homes sold. I looked at a graphic I might have sent out if you shared on social media. One of the changes we're going to see might be more in my industry. We have more realtors in the Athens real estate area than we have actual home sales in 2 counties. Now, that doesn't mean there's going to be some huge correction, but it is telling when we have more active real estate agents than we have total home sales in Clark and Oconee County. As you can see, there's my arrow signifying the 25% less. Now, this is just the month of August, and this is what we went over again. We're looking at a lot less activity, especially on the homes sold. I can't stress to you enough, having been in the market in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 2015, August is a slow month. It is a great time to do business planning. It is a great time, if you don't do property turns, to try to go on vacation. But if you have kids, you're going to be staying in town. August has traditionally been slow. So if you're experiencing that, then that's more of a sign of normalcy than what we've seen in the past. All right, so now we're going to go new listings the last 3 years. there seems to be a lot of talk about inventory, and inventory is rising. I want you to understand why. Look at this red line. This is the new listings month by month. Look how far below we are in 2020 and 2021. That green and blue line, that represents a time we may not see again. That was a really unique real estate market, and I want you to understand that as we're going to continue to do these over the years, we're going to see a lot of changes, and I think we're going to see a line trend more here. Maybe not as low as here, but a little bit more around here. So this is the one, though, that I wanted to add to the fold today. As I noted here, the new listings are down, but overall inventory is going up. So let's take a look at this graph. I've been able to track this now for 3 months. Our new MLS kind of has a ghost in the machine I don't like. If I track months of inventory going months back, I think it's actually counting properties that are under contract with a contingency. So it's not really a good number. So what I've been doing is kind of pulling that number July 5th, August around the same time, and September 5th, yesterday on Labor Day. So what we're seeing here is there was 119 active homes on the market right after July 4th. It shot up to 232 on August 5th, active homes. So what's going on there? This isn't the new listing count. The new listings is what I just showed you. That's something new to market. And now here in September, we're about 245 listings. That is a big increase in the last 90 days. And what's happening is not all of our homes are getting absorbed. And what we're seeing is there's still plenty of activity, but there's a price point in the residential market primarily that we're seeing the normal slowdown. What I was accustomed to seeing, more of a 45, 60-day sit is starting to happen this time of year, probably ramping back up later this month and into October with a little bit more sales activity. That's what's to note, is that we're going to see an increase in inventory. So attention home buyer, you're going to have more opportunity. Not that you're going to steal a house, but you might actually be able to negotiate more items than you've been able to. The real tail of the market will come next year when we start to get into February and March in a true spring market. But for now, we'll probably see a rising inventory of homes for sale. This is going to the last 25 monthly sales totals. You've seen this before. You know that we're way down in August, and this is trending a little bit. For August, it might be a little lower than usual, but it's much more normal than we used to see before the pandemic. Months of inventory, this is something we're going to start to track. So right here, as you can see, going back to June of 2020, we had 4 months of inventory. Can you imagine that? Actually, we felt like that was a strong real estate market with 4 months of inventory. We had a peak again in January as we rolled into 2021. And then we went into the trough here into May, June, July, 2 months, peaking back up to 3, and then we went up and down. And really the low point of inventory in the market was right there in that June to July stint. And since then, we've come back up to 2 months. What I want to stress to you here is 2 months of inventory is not a buyer's market, but it is a lot better off than we were. So really, it's about 6 months where the market's neutral. So we've got a long ways to go for the inventory changes on us, but we are in a inventory rising climate, which should bring a little bit more balance to the market from where I sit. This is good news. What I want you to understand as a home seller is your property value probably started to level off in February of this year. That's probably where it was going to be, and do this for a while instead of this consistent up and up that we've seen. Let's go to this. Basically, that's it for our report. That's our Group 5 Market Realty. Info at 5M Realty, Athens GA at 5M Realty. We're still helping a lot of home buyers get what they need, and really proud of this group because there's a lot of agents in there that have really been doing a lot of hard work this year and making things happen in a very unique real estate market. We appreciate you giving me a couple calls in about 9 minutes of your time for this report. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Be sure to click subscribe so you'll get more of these and other updates on Athens real estate news and properties for sale.